Hello, everyone. My name is Crypto J, also known as Jamaal Solomon, and you are looking at the 36 chambers of crypto taxes. Hey, listen, guys. I know I don't look like I dress like the average tax accountant. My lingo and all that stuff may seem, a little too relaxed, but please do know that I have a professional license called an enrolled agent license. And with that means I have the authority to represent people in front of the IRS in any state tax department in the United States of America. I represented over 200 people, individuals and businesses when they had to deal with Irish audits, state tax audits. Listen, guys, so I talk from experience. I just like to have entertain and talk because at the end of the day, taxes is very boring. So who wants to listen to a boring tax guy? But you gotta listen to what I'm saying, guys, because it will save you a lot of money. And listen, if you're a crypto millionaire, even if you sold a couple of $100 of crypto, whatever the case may be, please be aware that the IRS is coming. If you're looking at this video right now, it is September 30th, 2022. Please remember that Crypto J said the IRS is coming and they're going to come with letters. They're going to come with all these newly hired auditors. They're going to make example of people. So this whole series, this whole brand is to protect you guys. You could go anywhere and talk about tax deductions and this and this and this. But hey, if you ever get that letter, can you survive it? Are you ready for it? Okay. If not, you're at the right place right now. And this is what it's all about, guys. So this particular series, and I'm going to do a whole bunch of series. And listen, guys, if you don't know about the 36 Chambers name, you know that I'm a big fan of Wu-Tang. So stop playing. So here we go. So this series is going to call Best Protect Your Crypto Assets, right? Using the IRS taxpayer bill of rights to help you survive a crypto tax audit. Now, yes, I haven't represented people in crypto situations, but all these could apply to you. My whole experience of how I got people reduce the taxable income, save them from wage levies, tax liens, and stuff like that. Trust me, that could be used in any situation, and it's going to be used in saving your crypto assets and your regular assets. Because when these letters come, they're not playing around. I just heard, actually remember that if you owe the IRS about over 50K, they have the right to withhold your passport. Let that sink in. I'm not trying to scare you. Please Google it. Google it. So if you're a crypto, imagine you're a crypto millionaire, right? You haven't filed the past 10 years. Do you think it's going to be less than 50K? Do you think the IRS is going to be a little lean on you, especially they trying to make examples of people? No, my friend. You got to be educated and you got to be prepared. So you have to know the IRS taxpayer bill of rights. Please don't use that excuse to say, oh, Jamaal, I'm just going to hire somebody and they should do everything for me. Hey, Jamaal, I'm going to just hire you. And you just know that at minimum, as regular tax-paying citizens of the United States of America, you should be aware of any type of rights. It just so happens that we're talking about the IRS taxpayer bill of rights because at the end of the day, do you really know? Does your tax accountant know about these bill of rights? Don't assume. Trust me, do not assume. Every tax accountant, don't know everything. So, what is the Bill of Rights? In 2014, it was adopted. It was proposed by a national taxpayer advocate. Advocates are basically people that's supposed to be the in between of the IRS and we, the people. And they're supposed to make us be in harmony and protect both our interests. And these taxpayer Bill of Rights, it applies to all taxpayers in their dealings with the IRS. Don't use this. Let's say you're in Wyoming. Don't talk about the IRS Bill of Rights because it doesn't apply to them. But if you're in the IRS audit and you're receiving letters, this is what you should apply it to. Every state probably has different type of taxpayer Bill of Rights, but it's probably the same. It can't be too far off, right? And so what they go into is you can see in irs.gov, they break down the code section and all the other stuff. They make it very clear, understandable. Listen, anytime I talk to people and say, hey, go to the irs.gov, that's their official website, people start shivering, like, oh my God, it's going to be complex. No, here's the biggest secret. irs.gov website is in plain English because they know that they want to encourage regular taxpayers to pay for it. So you could understand this. You don't need to be a tax accountant to go to the irs.gov and understand what they're saying. There's a difference between the tax code and the irs.gov. irs.gov, plain language. When we're talking about the code, yeah, you need to be a tax accountant, trust me. So let's go over this. And listen, guys, for this video, I'm just going to do one per video because I'm not going to do 10 all in one video. That's crazy. I'd be here forever. So, but look at these, guys. You got the right to be informed, the right to quality service, the right to pay no more than a correct amount of taxes, the right to confidentiality, and we're going to get to it all, guys. But do know, when you receive these letters, when you get these calls from these IRS people and they not treating you correctly, all you got to do is to spit these things to them. And I'm going to teach you how to do it. So today, we're going to go over the right to be informed. Now, listen, guys, taxpayers have the right to know what they need to do to comply with the tax laws. The IRS just can't come to you, Mr. Crypto Millionaire. Oh, by the way, you owe us money. Pay us now. It doesn't roll like that. You have to understand those letters. They have to explain it in clear explanations. They have to tell you, okay, in order to resolve this, you need this form, that form. They need to include publication notices, all that. They need to include it. And if you're unclear, do not be scared to say, hey, listen, I don't understand this letter. We got to talk. And also, if you pay a representative like myself, just make sure that that person know that they are entitled to a clear explanation on why you owe this money. If you receive a notice fully or partially disallowing a refund claim, including a refund you claim on your income tax return, it must explain in the reasons why it's being disallowed. So when you get these letters, and I'm not hoping that you get letters, but I'm just saying for the people that get letters. So let's say the IRS applied a lot of pressure on this tax exchange, this crypto tax exchange platform, that now they have all your information. The IRS just can't say, hey, by the way, dude, in 2019, you owe us 100K. They got to say exactly why, because you probably filed a tax return in 2019 and you got a refund and now they're disallowing it. No, why are you disallowing my refund? I need to know why all of a sudden in 2022, 2023, you disallowing a refund that I got in 2019. And let's be honest, guys, it's because you got caught. You're supposed to file your tax returns with your crypto. Your tax accountant didn't know. Or let's be honest, maybe you thought you were smarter than the IRS. Get past that mentally, guys. The worst thing you could do is saying, woe is me. Why is the IRS is coming after me? Of all the cases that I resolved, the people that actually got good results were the people that really had a personal talk with themselves and said, oh man, I effed up. What do I have to do now? Okay, yes, you have to amend your tax returns. You got to keep in contact with the IRS. You have to set up an installment agreement plan. The people that don't resolve the tax issues is like, oh, this is why I'm going crypto and I don't care about the dollar. The government is out to get me. Blah, 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 blah. It's everybody's fault except your fault. Like, except that people like myself been telling you for years, report your crypto taxes. And if you didn't, amend your tax return. And now that you got this letter, you're like, oh man, it's Crypto's J fault. It's the IRS fault. It's my mama's fault. Everybody's fault except your fault. Listen, dude or lady, it's your fault. I just want to be 100% honest with you. It's your fault. I don't know how else to say, but here's the beautiful thing. The beautiful thing about taxes, anything that could be resolved, anything could be resolved. Hope is not over if you get this letter. It is not over. anything in taxes could be resolved. You just have to have that real talk with yourself and say, listen, I messed up. It's go time. I'm going to resolve this. I'm going to learn from this. And in 2 years, I'm going to be a crypto billionaire. Let's go. Now, generally, if you owe a penalty, each written notice of such penalty must be provided an explanation of the penalty, including the name of the penalty, the authority under the IRS code, and how it's calculated. Now, you will notice that you see the codes written over here. That's for my people that want to research it and all that other stuff, but I don't want to go through the code like that. But I may do some videos just on particular codes. Because if you know these codes, oh my God, when you talk to a tax accountant or a representative or the IRS, they're going to take you seriously, right? Trust me, when they have a feeling that you kind of know what you're talking about, it's a total different conversation. Because when they respect you, it's a total different conversation, guys. All right. So you could have a late filing penalty tax return. Let's say you just never filed your taxes under reporting taxes penalty. That means you knew you sold 100K worth of crypto and you just didn't report it. So now you kind of underreported and there's penalties. And it's very important to know the penalties because you got to know what you're dealing with, right? So let's say this was your first time and you just didn't know, you just, your tax accountant didn't know, you didn't know. Okay, still your fault, but okay. But maybe you could get a first time penalty abatement. Say, hey, listen, IRS, my fault. This will never happen again. Please abate this penalty. You will still owe the taxes, but at least it will abate the penalties, right? Because a lot of times when people get this letter, and this happened to me, I had a client. She didn't file. She forgot to give me a tax form. It was her. She blamed it on the mail, the postal office. The postal office did lose it. They did lose it. But at the end of the day, the person knew she took this money out. So now that you got this letter 2 years after the fact, you can't say the postal office lost it. You can't. You cannot say that. It's all about resolving it. You say, yo, I messed up. You know what? IRS, Mr. IRS agent, you know I don't mess up. So I'm going to pay these taxes. I'm going to get in the installment agreement plan. But here's my official penalty abatement request. Please get rid of these $5,000 worth of tax penalties. And you'd be surprised. It could work. It works sometimes because penalties and the interest is how they get you. It's really not the tax. It's penalties interest because penalties and interest accrue as long as you have the debt, right? So if you could eliminate the penalty, you're good. They're not going to eliminate the interest, so please do not try to get the IRS to eliminate the interest. It's not happening. You could look it up. You could call the IRS. You could Google it. They're not going to get rid of the interest. You have a shot with penalties, though. And if you owe the tax, they're not going to get rid of the tax. But we're going to come up. There's a lot of resolution strategies, and I'm going to make some videos about it. So subscribe, go to my websites, what's going to have, because, yo, I promise you, if you look at all these videos and you just so happen to get a letter, you're going to be like, oh my God, what Jamaal said saved me a lot of headaches and thousands of dollars. Trust me, I'm just not saying this to be some type of social media star. I've been through it all. Trust me. During an in-person interview, I don't even know they still have that with the pandemic and all that other stuff. With the IRS as part of the audit, the IRS employee must explain the audit process and your rights. So listen, guys, I dealt with the IRS for over 10 years, and 99.9% of them are great people. Popular media gave them a horrible, horrible reputation. But if you actually talk to these people, they're just regular government employees, just like you and me, that's just trying to feed their family. They got a job to do. They got to collect taxes. Come on. They're not evil people, right? But, at the end of the day, they have to explain the process to you, right? And if they catch an attitude, anything like that, just go to their supervisor, request their supervisor because they know they're supposed to go to process. So how are they gonna look through your crypto? How are they gonna look through your wallets? How's it gonna go? All that stuff. They have to explain it. It's no big secret. It's no big secret, guys. Because at the end of the day, the goal is for you to resolve this if the situation. The goal is to keep your crypto assets. The goal is to learn from this and grow and become a crypto trillionaire, billionaire, whatever the case may be. And listen, guys, I know sometimes people get it mixed up and they say, "Oh, Jamaal, you know good crypto stuff to invest in and recommend." No, that's not me. That is not me, guys. Please do not come for me for crypto advice, financial advice. That is not me. I'm just trying to save y'all from the IRS. I don't make no into recommendations. I'm not saying whether or not investing in crypto is good, bad, where is it in the future, because I don't know. But what I do know is that the IRS is coming, and I do know I want to save you guys. That's what I do know. The IRS must include certain notices, the amount, if any, of the tax, interest, and certain penalties you owe, and must explain why you owe these amounts. They have to tell you, say, hey, listen, Coinbase, we got your information. They said that you sold $100,000 in crypto. We taxing you $100,000. Here's how to get out of it. Now that you know, now that we passed the woe is me, do an amended tax return and talk to your tax accountant about putting the cost basis. So yes, they say you did sell 100K, but then again, you brought it for like 110,000. Now you might be in an even better position because now they might owe you, the government might owe you a refund because now you could deduct up to $3,000 each year, and then it could carry over. So in my example, the IRS say you sold it for 100K, but they don't know the cost basis, and the cost basis, how much you brought it for, was 110,000. So for each year, you could only go up to 3,000. So the first year is 3,000, and then the carryover is the next year is 3,000. Now we got 6,000. The next year is 3,000. Now we got 9,000, and the fourth year is at 1,000, a loss, capital gain loss. We're not going to get into it, but it's just an example of why you should know the amounts and what's going on, and really dig into these letters and really take the right to be informed very seriously. The IRS must inform you in certain publications and instructions that when you file a joint tax return, ooh, oh my God, with your spouse, both of you are responsible for all tax due and additional amounts that year unless innocent spouse relief applies. Man, oh man, I could tell you some stories about some divorced couples. Woo! One story, man, this couple been divorced for like maybe 5 to 10 years. However, in certain situations, the government could get to you years after the fact. So their last tax return that they filed together, they owed a boatload of money. And it was one spouse was the main reason. Tell me why the person that I was representing was the spouse, that it wasn't her that was doing it. They taking out wage levies on her, bank levies, and all that stuff because her ex-husband was doing stuff intentionally for them not to get the money. So the government don't care that was on the husband. They're gonna come after you too. So all the money was coming out of her bank account because, you know, her ex-husband, I guess she divorced him for a reason, was doing shady things and they were still coming after her. But the resolution to that, like I said, taxes have a resolution for everything, guys. We submitted a financial and stuff like that, and then we have a partial payment plan, saved it thousands of dollars. But this is not the video for it. But I guarantee you, I will go over all the strategies. You just got to subscribe and just wait for the videos and the blogs. I got you. The IRS must inform you in publication one your rights as a taxpayer and the collection notice related. In certain circumstances, you will relieve all taxes tax owed with your joint tax return. It's all in there. As for publication one, it's simple language, guys. Don't be scared of it. Do not be scared of it. If you get a letter, know these stuff and know what innocent spouse relief is. It could save you thousands of dollars too. Let's say you're in a situation that your ex-husband or ex-wife, they was the one that did all the crypto stuff, right? You don't do nothing with crypto, or you just started but your ex-spouse is doing some wild things. Now you both owe it. Maybe innocent spouse could save you. You gotta subscribe. I'll let y'all know. All right. So this is once again the IRS. They will in publication one. It tells you how it selects which taxpayers will be audited. Man, listen, guys, it's not a human being. The computer, if you're doing reckless stuff, if let's say, and I know I'm picking on Coinbase, whatever. If Coinbase reported on you, that's a red flag, and you're gonna get a letter. If you doing nothing but perfect numbers and stuff like that, red flags, the computer picks up a lot of stuff. Nobody knows the formula, nobody knows the code, but it's a method to their madness. Um, it's a method to madness. If the IRS proposes to accept taxes against you, it will send you a letter providing the explanation report stating the proposed changes. So they say, okay, crypto millionaire in 2019, you say you had $10,000 worth of taxable income. However, we found $90,000 worth of crypto that you reported. Now it's at 100,000. They should have that. If you disagree with it, it could be reviewed by a appeals officer. But there's a lot of things that go on with that. We could be on there forever. But I'll see if I could do a video on that. I had to deal with that before. So basically, the letter tells you everything, guys. If you could get anything out of these 10 things, the letter tells you everything, right? A lot of times when I represent people, they just give you stacks of unopened IRS letters because they're so mentally scared and all the other stuff. They don't want to deal with it. But when you don't open up your IRS letters, when you don't try to read them and understand them, it's gonna cost you thousands of dollars. So open it up, review it with somebody like myself, and we could get you out of it. It's not heart surgery, guys. There's life after a tax audit. Yes, you may have made a mistake. It happened. It happened to me. It happened to my clients. But you could survive from it and you could be good with it. But you got to get past the mental stuff. If you enter a payment plan, I highly recommend that. But we're not going to go over this video, but I will go in future videos. Now, that's a installment agreement plan. The IRS must send you an annual statement that provides how much you owe at the beginning of the year, how much you paid during the year, and how much you owe at the end of the year. So basically, guys, if you get into a installment agreement plan and you owe 25,000 and you're supposed to pay them $500 a month, they will let you know how much you pay for each month. Um, and they will tell you how much you have left paid. They should be able to say how much the interest and penalties accrue and all of that. So listen, guys, they tell you everything. It's You're gonna get a million letters, but try not to be intimidated by the letters because they basically trying to inform you, not scare you, inform you. Yes, they want you to pay faster, but at the end of the day, all they really doing is just informing you, right? Oh, and best believe if next thing you know, you get a wage levy, a bank levy, and you didn't know because you didn't open up the letters, that's not going to save you. So, and sometimes in those letters say, hey, listen, man, if you don't do this, we gonna levy a bank account. You got to know that letter. And you got to take action. Um, and be clear of scammers because scammers know that a lot of people don't open up their IRS mail. The IRS will not email you. They're not going to email you. So if you get an IRS notice via email, delete it. Don't even read it. Don't even open up the attachment. Just delete it. Remember that I said the IRS will never, ever, 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 ever email you an IRS notice. I dealt with over 200 tax cases, and maybe only a one or two gave me their email address. And these are actual agents. And the only reason why they gave me their email address is because it was just faster to submit stuff. The IRS do not really give out email addresses. So always remember that they don't really email you. Because that's just a crazy trail. Stuff get lost, like cyber theft. Nah. Letters, calls. And if they a call, make sure that they give you the agent number, and just verify that before you start giving out information. If they call you, just don't give out the information right off the bat. Just ask for the information so I get back to you with my tax representative. Just don't go on the phone and start giving all your bank account information, your social security. Don't do that. All right. You have the right to access certain IRS records like your transcripts. You can see what Coinbase, I'm always using Coinbase. You see what Coinbase reported on you, see what you're working with. You have that option, guys. If the IRS is proposing adjustments or the pay, you typically be sent a statutory notice a deficiency. It's going to look intimidating as hell. I'm going to just keep it real as can be. This letter is going to look like all is lost. It's just going to look like, damn, I effed up in life. Woe is me. This is why I'm saying A, open up the letter, and B, go with somebody like myself. Because then we'll let you know, okay, this is what it be, and it's going to be less intimidating. Because at the end of the day, we saw everything that they have to do. So they put it all in these like 5, 6 pages of letter, all this massive amount of information because of the Bill of Rights. Because if they don't do it, they in trouble. So a lot of that mumbo jumbo stuff that they talking about was basically what I've been talking about for 10 minutes. Was it intimidating? No. Was it for your benefit? Yes. All right. So don't be intimidated by it. Tax court. Woo. Maybe we might do a video on that, but woo, I'm not going to go over that in this video. All right. So the IRS should ensure that its written guidance and correspondence is accessible, meaning that you're able to access it consistent, not saying one day you owe 50,000, the next day you owe 75,000 without an explanation. Must be written in plain language. It's in plain language, guys, and easy to understand. It is in plain language, and if you really sit down and read it, it's understandable. But however, I highly recommend getting a tax professional as myself, shameless plug, um, and doing it. All right, guys. So listen, I got your back. I got your back. Just subscribe. I got my podcast. I got my website. I do have services. I am able to. I'm a tax counsel with my own tax firm. I'm able to do your crypto taxes, amend it. I'm licensed to represent you in front of the IRS and any state tax department. I'm that guy, right? If you should need one, that guy. But definitely subscribe to my thing because you saw all those Bill of Rights things. That could save you tens of thousands of dollars if you just look at my videos. I may create some online courses, an ebook, and stuff like that. Crypto J got your back, and I'm going to save you a lot of money. Just listen to me and just understand that I'm not one of those social media guys that's trying to sell your dream. I am not trying to sell your dream. I promise you, I'm not trying to sell your dream. I'm very passionate about educating people because I know what it is to see someone being stressed out over an IRS audit and sometimes divorce happens because of it. Sometimes health goes down because of it. Sometimes people lose their assets. I really don't want you to lose your crypto assets if you're so passionate about it. I don't know where the hell crypto is going to go in life. All I know is crypto for the people. That's all I know. But if you're passionate about it, I want you to keep it. I want to protect you. So that's what the 36 chambers of crypto taxes is all about. All right, guys. So you have a good one, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.